On a quiet day in a small English village, a fragile baby enters the world destined to change everything. In 1643, Isaac Newton is born, 3 months premature, so tiny that whispers surround his survival. His father, also Isaac, died before he could leave his mother. As the years pass, young Isaac grows up surrounded by questions. His mother, Hannah, remarries and leaves him with his grandmother. Alone and abandoned, he feels the weight of loneliness. Yet it provides him with endless hours to ponder the mysteries of existence. Despite his quiet nature, Isaac reveals an extraordinary talent. His hands create wonders. He constructs small windmills and water clocks, testing each invention with a curious mind. Night skies illuminate with kites he flies, each adorned with paper lanterns, igniting the imaginations of neighbors who mistake them for comets. At school, Isaac struggles against a bully, not with fists but with intellect. He channels his frustration into determination, scoring higher than his tormentor in every subject. This pattern of resilience shapes Isaac's character, a spark igniting his journey. At 18, he enters the hallowed halls of Trinity College, Cambridge, where his genius begins to unfurl. But fate intervenes in 1665 as the Great Plague descends upon England, forcing the university to close its doors. While others mourn the loss of education, Isaac finds clarity in solitude. Returning to Woolsthorpe, he steps into the embrace of his family's garden. With no teachers and no distractions, he immerses himself in the natural world. One fateful day, as he sits under an apple tree, an apple falls, igniting a pivotal question. Why does it fall straight down? That simple yet profound inquiry leads Isaac to uncover the force of gravity. He realizes that the same force pulling the apple down also governs the moon's dance around the earth and the planets circling the sun. In that quiet garden, the universe begins to unfold before him. In just 18 months, filled with solitude and introspection, Newton makes groundbreaking discoveries in mathematics, birthing calculus. He embarks on experiments with light, revealing that white light is a tapestry woven from the color. In a darkened room, he conducts a brilliant experiment. A thin beam of sunlight pierces through a small hole, striking a prism. As it exits, it transforms into a vibrant spectrum. Newton realizes that the prism has not added color. It has unveiled what was hidden within the light. This revelation redefines the understanding of optics, paving the way for future innovations like cameras and telescopes. Newton meticulously documents his findings in Optics, a book crafted in clear language, allowing the world to grasp the marvel of his discoveries. After his miracle year, Newton returns to Cambridge as a mathematics professor. Yet, he remains guarded, shunning conflict and criticism. His notebooks brim with revolutionary ideas. In 1684, a turning point arrives. Edmund Halley, a fellow scientist, seeks Newton's wisdom on planetary motion. Newton's swift response astounds Halley, an ellipse. This exchange opens the door to a treasure trove of Newton. Encouraged by Halley, Newton embarks on the monumental task of publishing his findings. For 18 months, he pours his heart into what will become the most significant book in science, Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, or simply the Principia. Published in 1687, the Principia unveils Newton's 3 laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation. It reveals the mathematical framework governing both earthly objects and celestial bodies, establishing a foundation for physics that endures for centuries. Newton's first law, the law of inertia, states that an object at rest remains at rest unless acted upon by a force. An object in motion continues in its state unless a force alters its course. This principle explains the behavior of everything from a rolling ball to a halting car. His second law explains the relationship between force, mass, and acceleration. The harder you push, the faster something will move. Pushing a bicycle is simple, but a heavy truck demands a greater force. This law articulates the dynamics of movement in everyday life. Newton's third law reveals a fundamental truth. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. When a rocket ignites its engines downward, it ascends into the sky, propelled by the very force it exerts. With these laws, the universe transforms from a mysterious expanse into a realm of predictable patterns, governed by principles that continue to guide humanity's understanding of the Newton's story is one of relentless curiosity, solitude, and brilliance. In the quiet corners of England, a young boy asked fundamental questions, leading to revelations that would reshape the very fabric of science and humanity's place in the universe. And so, within the pages of history, Isaac Newton's legacy endures, reminding us of the extraordinary power of inquiry and the beauty of discovering the unknown. It is Newton's third law at work. These three laws, discovered by a quiet man sitting alone in a garden over 350 years ago, still guide engineers, pilots, astronauts, and scientists. A difficult man, a great mind. Newton stands as one of history's greatest intellects, but he is also a man shrouded in complexity, a solitary figure with few close friends. He never married, harboring deep suspicions of others. When faced with disagreement, his temper flared, leading to grudges that lasted years. His most famous feud ignited with German mathematician Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz. Both men independently birthed calculus, but each claimed the title of its inventor first. Their bitter clash raged for decades, splitting mathematicians into rival factions across England and Europe. Most historians now agree that both men stumbled upon calculus at nearly the same time. Yet, Newton's pursuits extended beyond mathematics. For years, he delved into alchemy, chasing the dream of transforming common metals into gold. He filled countless pages with notes on these experiments, all while obsessively studying the Bible and theology. For Newton, the quest to understand the natural world was intricately tied to understanding God's creation. As he aged, Newton's fame soared. He became president of the Royal Society, England's most prestigious scientific organization, and master of the Royal Mint, overseeing the nation's currency. In 1705, he was knighted by Queen Anne, earning the title Sir Isaac Newton. He lived a long life, reaching the age of 84. Newton's legacy transcends his lifetime. He passed away on March 31st, 1727, buried in Westminster Abbey, a place reserved for England's most revered figures. A farmer's son from a small village in Lincolnshire, he achieved a remarkable honor. His discoveries transformed humanity's comprehension of the universe. Before Newton, celestial movements and earthly behaviors were cloaked in mystery. Afterward, they became His laws of motion fueled the Industrial Revolution, with engineers designing engines, bridges, and machines grounded in his principles. Newton's understanding of gravity allowed future generations to chart spacecraft paths, paving the way for humankind to reach the moon. In 1969, NASA's Apollo 11 mission relied on calculations rooted in Newton's laws, formulated back in 1687. A man who never witnessed electric light or traveled in cars made the moon landing mathematically feasible. Albert Einstein, perhaps Newton's only peer in greatness, noted that his own groundbreaking work was built upon Newton's foundation. Einstein's theory of relativity expanded upon Newton's laws, accommodating extreme speeds and vast distances. Newton himself humbly remarked, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." His achievements were possible because of the groundwork laid. Today, students of physics, engineering, and mathematics still learn Newton's laws. Every rocket launched into space, every bridge erected, every car designed, and every ball thrown adheres to the rules discovered by that quiet, curious, and solitary man in a garden in England over 3 centuries ago. Newton's life serves as a reminder that curiosity is humanity's most potent tool. It teaches that extraordinary achievements often arise from those who persistently inquire. Keep learning, keep questioning, and like Newton, never stop asking why.